We are united. We are connected. We will not be divided. Every day these women put their ass on the line. Every day. When they go low, we go high. Love will win. Grace will win. Humility will win. And kindness will win. I stand by them. I will always stand by them. Everybody else can go to hell.
When at 2:43 p.m. before the game, she's here getting up shots.
Yeah, the New York Liberty are the New York Liberty traveled to Indiana and they picked the wrong game on the schedule because those Aztecs going to be sore after this one. Fever going to win the tip and get ball first. But now Caitlin Clark with the ankle breaker into a three. We're starting hot, no quarter. And KK scrapping up in the D, but Stewie's too good. The legend herself. 10th year still balling, but JJ, look at this, so nice, those threes. I can't hate it. I can't hate it at all. It's Stewie coast to coast, and even legends can miss and cook some baskets. Aliyah Boston coast to coast just says, let me show you how it's done, Stewie. The young blood taking over, KK putting Stewie in hell this game. We're gonna cover it all, but Lexi Hall, the gravity of AB opens up the three, and Lexi's hitting, but the cherry picking from Sabrina, it's back. A lot of the success New York found, but Caitlin Clark and Kelsey Mitchell hit right back immediately. Great effort by KK, tips it out to Kelsey Mitchell for the three, baby. And the stop and the pop is gonna miss, but Lexi hold the besties there to save Caitlin Clark. Great score and pickup from her. Sabrina Nesky can't leave that girl open. What are we doing on the wing, Fever? But Clark in her bag. The middy's been looking nice. It's been looking so nice this year. Kelsey Mitchell in her bag to the lane. How do you stop this team right now? And look at that, off the ass, DA. The save from Caitlin Clark, but KK not cutting enough, gets the ball stolen, and the gets bucket on the other end. But Caitlin Clark finds Kelsey Mitchell. Kelsey Mitchell's going to work. Stop, pop, swish all day long from her, and out of the corner, Stewie for three. It's good. New York hanging in there with the Fever, but who's that? Oh, it's Kelsey Mitchell answering back right there. KK again making stuff tough for Stewie even when she does make the basket. Kelsey Mitchell in her bag. Tomo, great pass from her inside. Hun with the jumper. 6'11", has some hoops in her, and look at them run the floor. New York Liberty fighting in this first quarter, hanging with the Fever, but they're running right back. It's a track meet, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you got your running shoes on. New York definitely gonna need it. And oh, rattles out for Marine. 29-23 after the first quarter, but Ty, great stop there on the run from them, and then out to the three, gonna miss, but Han being 6'11" is nice. However, Caitlin Clark says, I don't care, I'm shooting over you from 28 feet. Let's freaking go. Caitlin Clark does not care about your height. Even said post-game that it helps her. Stewie, such a nice jumper from her. And Caitlin Clark still going, but she's getting her pocket pick. That's the fourth turnover early in this game, but she does clean it up, which is good. Love the Fever fighting for rebounds there. And look at this. I've seen this one before. Caitlin Clark over Stewie. We're just missing the giggling and Sandy Brondello. Unfortunately, she's in Toronto. We'll see her later. Marine hits the three herself. And now trying to work in there. AB calls her own number, goes in, clears the thing, gets her own rebound, says, you know what? Let's just send it out for three to Sophie. And it's good. You know it's good. Marine weaving the lane. Great pass and great crafty veteran move by Stewie. Draws the foul on KK. But Kelsey Mitchell. She wants the 20-point streak. She's going to do it in the first half. Get out to AB from the corner. AB. Everybody's hitting from three. This team can't miss. Neither can JJ. That fader is like a layup for her. It's a nice shot. It's a nice shot, but so is this. Switches hands mid-flight and one Kelsey Mitchell. Kelsey Mitchell. Get down with your bad self. The range is insane. The range is insane. I wish JJ is so smooth with it. Caitlin Clark is two step back. She's hitting from three. doesn't care about a hand in the face. Dialed in this first half, both of them, and gets the effort turnover right there, forces the sideline step, but Kelsey Mitchell running the lane, hits the layup. Almost could have got an and one there as well, but Sabrina, stop, pop, right at the nail, hits it. Now the trap is in. Caitlin Clark's the team swinging around. Mo gonna get fouled. Liberty trying to pull everything out of the bag. Stu with a reverse layup, running the baseline, but now Mo with the steal before half comes around, scoring another bucket. The Fever up to 64 points now at this point. Out to the corner, Becca Allen. She's good in this game from three. And the last ditch effort, Caitlin Clark able to break it up. The Fever 64 points and a half, 79% 3-point shooting. Look out. So the Liberty have a lot of work to do. They get that first one. This is weird. This kind of separate there, but Aliyah Boston calls her own number, scores on JJ. But Becca Allen hits another three. The player with the most threes while players down on her team. But look at this blitz. Great blitz and defense from the Fever. They're going to get the turnover. And now the feed to Michaela Timpson, learning from the vet. The patience, beautifully done. Just doesn't get the foul. Look at the step back. This step back is nasty. They got the Seahawks green CC1s on, and she's out there juking like at Jackson Smith and Jigba. JJ, come on, JJ, come on, girl. She's one of my favorite players. And Stewie driving to the lane, scoring under duress. Kelsey Mitchell does the same, but it's so pure. She can never miss that shot. Finally showing up in the third quarter after a 20-point first half. And now KK again. Great defense onto Stewie and Sophie. She's coming alive. There's the three from her. Great feed out and another blitz. Kelsey Mitchell diving on the floor, working for it. Look at the effort here. She's telling the ref she's not touching her, not fouling, and ends up almost getting it, but obviously has to give up the jump ball. But right there, another disruption from Kelsey Mitchell. Her defense showing up big late in this third quarter as Liberty made a run, but now Caitlin Clark just running free open lanes. It's free points day. Sophie Cunningham, great stuff there. But look, JJ gets a tech and Kelsey Mitchell's calling for the tech on JJ. What a troll from her. Love to see her personality coming out. MHA with a block and Kelsey Mitchell going the other. Look at this. She is insane. And one. You can't stop her. And then she does this out to the Sophie Cunningham for another three. Sophie with the block at the end of the third. I'm giggling and running around too, Sophie. This game is nothing but fun if you're a Fever fan. And Aliyah Boston, 3 for 3 from three. And she's cooking them live. But Sabrina, crafty as she is able to get to the lane, has great moves this game. But Aliyah Boston now, she's calling her own number, getting up to 19 points in this game. Great feed from Sab down low. Liberty trying to play catch up, trying to find a run, but the Fever won't let them. Aliyah Boston's too good. The Fever are too good. And so is Sabrina. That jumper is crazy. I can't believe she got that one in. And look, Becca Allen, another teammate down. You know it's going in for three. Becca Allen, enjoy that retirement, but dang, she's a good shooter. Stewie again. KK doing her work on her on the defensive end, and Kelsey Mitchell doing her work across the 3-point line. Absolutely indomitable this game. Look at KK again. Stewie's gonna have nightmares of KK defending her in this game. Every basket is struggle, but CC hits a double off the Mo feed right there, and Fatu with a great rainbow three right there. And how does Sabrina get through this lane? She gets fouled at the end, but holy hell, girl, you weaving through 4 defenders, and Sophie Cunningham, you have to weave through nothing. She just weaves threes. MHA gonna give up a turnover here as Marine comes right back. Great read from her, great finish, but MHA answering back. Doesn't want to leave that as a negative on the scoreboard. Mercedes, she's in. Mercedes, our new pickup, making an appearance on the floor. That's how good things are going. Marine gonna hit a three, but this is all done and dusted. The Indiana Fever fired up, ready to let the league know that they are the top dogs, and the big three are happy together. You can't divide them. Let's go Fever. The big three truly are incredible. In this game, combined 69 points, 14 rebounds, 17 assists, 4 steals, 1 block, 54% shooting from the field, 64.7% from the 3-point line, and 11 3-pointers made between them all. Absolutely incredible. And the Fever, just for reference, only had 7 steals and 22 assists, by the way. So these three making up all this is wild. Absolute joy to watch them on the floor. And Fever dominated the first half of this game. They were shooting 60% from the field, 79% from three. They had crazy heat in this game that I don't think any team in the league could have stopped. 64 points in the half. And the Liberty came out strong in the third. And the Fever absorbed the run. And they ended back up 20 by the end of the third. And I think it's a good lesson, I think, for all of us. And I think it's just part of basketball and the thing that kind of gets forgotten or glossed over. And so there's a lot of anxiety about giving up leads and blowing leads. But there's a reason it's an age-old adage, which is basketball is a game of runs. There are going to be runs. So the game is about how do you stop runs? How do you absorb them, convert them, go on your own runs? And so the score by nature is going to swing a lot of times in a basketball game. And so I think people get this idea that no, we must dominate for 40 minutes, which would be great. But this is a very competitive league with very talented players. And so runs are going to happen. So it really comes down to how does the coach, how do the players diagnose it and solve it? And in this game, I think they did a pretty good job. I think, if you look at that score tracker, the start of the game was competitive and the rest of it was all the Indiana Fever. Absolutely incredible. Overall shooting 53% from the field and 64% from three by the end of the game. But that first half heater was crazy, led by Kelsey Mitchell, 28 points, 58% from the field on her own, 4 for 4 from three, 3 assists, 2 steals, an absolute monster. If this girl is not on your MVP lists, then what are you doing? You must not love basketball. I know that all these old heads and voters love their bigs and it's this big league and we're just gonna keep doing that. But it's the guard era. There are so many talented guards that came in this year. You got Olivia Miles. You obviously have the Fever with the best backcourt in the league. 2 MVP candidates, honestly, for real. If you break down the numbers and compare what's going on or that, the only thing you could hold against them is the fact that they're on the same team, which is also crazy now at this point, but they're gelling at another level. And I think that, the age of the three, the age of the guard is here and they should get their flowers. And, it's great as Asia, Stewie, and Fee are the girls are balling. They are balling. So get them on your list. If they're not, then I'm going to be in your comment section. I don't actually know about that. But Caitlin Clark, 22 points, cute, 10 assists, passing Sue Bird on the all-time 20-point double-double assist record in a fraction of the games. Obviously, I think she's a little over 80 games now, so absolutely incredible. 50% from three, perfect 4 for 4 from the stripe. Love to see that for her. 10 assists, 1 steal, and 4 turnovers in the first half, and then 0 in the second half, which is big because a lot of her turnovers were kind of she was getting stripped, dribbling through the lane. She was also getting, nothing's new. She was getting fouled and hacked a lot. Freedom of movement's kind of dead at points. It's just optional rule on the referee's side. But through all that, she still performed well, distributed the ball well, and proud of her for the second half adjustment as well. And then coming out in the first half and I think she went 4 for 5 in the first half. So the 3 went away, but the assists and the turnover and the game management went up. And that's what you want to see from your point guard. So props to her in this game. And also she joked recently about getting Kelsey Mitchell her 40-point game. And this is a game that looked like it could have been one of those, but kind of because of game flow, because of blood and other things, kind of didn't really materialize. But I think maybe CC defaulted a little bit for that as well. Aliyah Boston, I mean, she's her 3. We've talked about it a million times. Everyone talks about it. So impressive from her to develop that and, hit 3 tonight, 3 for 5. Thought she should have took more, which I kind of agree with. And we'll talk a little bit about that as kind of the problem in the third quarter. But 19 points, 7 rebounds, 4 assists, 1 steal, 1 block, going coast to coast to points, looking positionless, looking like, the another Stewie out there wanting to play positionless basketball, shooting threes. She's driving, she's dishing, she's a point guard. She does everything. And what an asset to have. KK got another start, back-to-back starts for her. And I think she did an amazing job D'ing up Stewie. Stewie, 19 points. You're never going to deny Stewie from having a game, but Michaela made everything tough. And she made Stewie miss a lot of stuff that Stewie probably would normally might get a whistle on. Stewie has a great whistle, but KK was guarding her well and held her to 38% shooting, which is amazing. Like that is a win. That is a win, big win for Big KK in this game. Sophie, welcome back, girl. The elbow looking good. Maybe got another shot. I don't know what happened, but feeling her groove, feeling confidence. 4 for 5 from beyond the arc. Big block on a 6'11" Hod at the end of the game, was running around giggling like a schoolgirl. Had that clip in there, but like good to see her play with the joy, and this team just play with joy and play focused and fired up. Big theme of this game. Lex and Mo honestly both had pretty good games. Lex hit all her shots, was 100% tonight, had some good second chance points, showed up a little bit on the defensive end, but had a few stumbles in a few parts, which I think, she was getting tripped on a screen or something like that. But overall, I like that she's making her shots and that she was crashing boards and all that stuff. Mo, 14 points, 50% shooting, perfect 6 for 6 from the line, getting in there, getting fouls on the bigs of the New York Liberty. Those are all very important fouls because this team is long and their bigs are very, very good. JJ and Stewie, you want to get them in foul trouble. Even Han, you want to get her in foul trouble so you can't just camp under the basket for the putbacks. But this honestly has felt like this switch and this adjustment to lineup has worked, and it's one that many people have suspected along the way, alluded to, and some people cheered on from early days. But I think that this is the correct move. It's panning out in that way, especially for matchups like this. And KK's athleticism and defensive, the stuff that she brings on the defensive end, is what the Fever need. And so whenever the rest of the team can score and produce, I think that this is the way you go. And Mo is playing just as good, if not probably has a little bit of pressure taken off her coming off the bench. Overall, I felt like everyone kind of got their shot, got a chance to make a statement in this game. Not everyone hit their shots, but Mercedes Russell even got to touch the floor. That's how well this game was going, which was good to see. I think my main takeaway for this team is, like, when they're cooking, they're unstoppable. There's like no team that's really gonna, Golden State Falcons, whoever, like, you're not gonna stop a team that's like shooting a 79% clip from the 3-point line and hitting the shots that they were over your 6'11" player. Over, it doesn't matter who was out there. You could have stacked people on shoulders and came at Caitlin Clark just shooting over you, just making it 3. Like they were unconscious tonight, and you really love to see that. And now it all comes back to the third quarter. We talked about the runs and that kind of stuff. Now the third quarter, what I really saw is kind of a theme that's kind of carrying over. And the theme is when the Fever offense kind of hits these lulls, even when they're hot, it's usually going to be out of a quarter. But I think that the other part of it is like they get it. The theme has kind of been like unselfishness. Like they're doing like an extra pass too many, and ball movement's great. There are times where this team has some of the greatest ball movement, and they like maybe get in a wide open look and they miss, and you're just like, oh man, that the highlight reel that could have been. That is this team. But I think in this game specifically, like they were still passing into, like, it wasn't quite a better shot. Like Kelsey Mitchell passed up opportunities. Aliyah Boston has, like, everyone kind of like was just like trying to do a little too much, and then you don't get quite a good look, and the shots don't fall, and then like you kind of let the team get in a run. But they adjusted. Kelsey Mitchell eventually started calling her number. Players started calling their number, and luckily we got through that stretch, and then the rest was kind of gravy for the rest of the game. Not a lot of stumbles for the rest of the way out. So I think that the big three, again, absolutely performed great. Great stabilizing force. Leah Boston also a stabilizing force when you just kind of need to find buckets and baskets. If they aren't crowding the paint on her, even if they are, like, she'll open up from either end, from three, from inside, but she just finds her moments always, and have to love her for that. So overall, proud of the team. Love how well that they're gelling, they're bonding, how they're looking even with all the outside noise and all that kind of stuff that's going on. And they will not be broken. They are a team that is well gelled, and like everyone that wants to write a think piece, that wants to talk about whose birthdays and not birthdays, and fire a coach, and you're a lieutenant governor and you're wasting your time to hop on and get some attention on social media to say that, Steph White should be fired. And for those that follow me on other socials, I made a really long post that talked about how I was feeling about women's basketball, and how, I had lost a little bit of the fun, but like also explain like where my origins kind of and love for the game came from. Also with my father and that kind of stuff. So if you haven't seen that, go check it out. But I'll probably make a video on that, because I think a lot of people have asked more about me as a person, that kind of stuff. And so I want to start kind of sharing a little bit of those pieces with this channel and all that kind of stuff, because I'm really happy where the channel is going. There's a lot of exciting things that are in the works that I'm excited about. But I think that I am really happy with what Steph said in that opening statement, because it was kind of almost like how I was feeling too. Even I'm not on the team. I'm not the one that's being scrutinized by lieutenant governors, but it's just so messy. The discussion, the attack on the Indiana Fever as a fan base. And again, like, as someone that went to games this year, and yes, I am a cis white guy, and so like I'm not the demographic that would normally be scared, but like there is all demographics there, all age, all genders, everything at a Fever game, and everybody's talkative, everybody's super nice. You go to a dinner in a restaurant, people are like, I does the fear mongering around the fan base of who the fans really are at the games is completely blown out of whack. And so it really drives me crazy when there's all these narratives and things that are just kind of slung at the Indiana Fever because of a few people. And meanwhile, got other teams that, their reporters are apparently getting threatened that their heads are going to get cut off. That has nothing to do with Indiana Fever fandom. So all this to say is I'm happy that Steph spoke up. I loved her statement. I thought it was great. I think a lot of people are probably feeling difficult feelings about it, but not me. I'm feeling free. I'm loving it. And I thank all of you for being here and supporting this channel and wanting to be a part of something that is more positive, more basketball focused, less of the drama, and a lot more of the fun and joy that is games like this for the Indiana Fever. So with all that said, like, subscribe, hype up this video. Let me know what your favorite play of the game was, and I'll see you here back Friday. Bring the lemon pepper, because we're going to be frying up some wings. And as always, remember, you're going to be amazing today because you are amazing. And I'll catch you next episode.